I've had cars towed into my workshop with the engine bay half burnt out, with a connecting rod bent double, with a fuel system soaked in solvent, and nearly every time the owner said the same thing. I saw it in a video. There's a whole genre online right now promising you 17 illegal tricks to make your car run better. Do it yourself on your driveway for a few quid and stick it to the manufacturer. And I'll be honest with you, a handful of them genuinely work. But some of them will wreck your engine, some will start a fire, and some will fail your MOT and quietly invalidate your insurance without you even realizing. So I'm going to go through all 17 that are doing the rounds and give you the straight verdict on each, which actually work, which are harmless nonsense, and which you should never, ever try. Stick around because the very last one is the real secret, and it doesn't cost you a penny. I'm Roy Stroud. I'm 45 and I've spent 22 years as an independent mechanic here in the Midlands. No dealership badge on my overalls and nobody paying me to say any of this, which is exactly why I can tell you the truth about these. Hit subscribe before we start because there's a fair chance you've already seen one of these videos and one of them could genuinely cost you your engine. Right, let's count them down. One thing to get straight first, half the reason these get called illegal is pure clickbait. They just mean the dealer never told you. But a few of them genuinely are against the law in this country because messing with your emissions gear is an MOT failure and can void your insurance, and a couple more are just plain dangerous. I'll flag exactly which is which as we go. Here we go, from 17 down to 1. Number 17, the throttle body reset, the old key on, floor the pedal routine that's supposed to wake your car up. Verdict? Harmless but mostly nonsense on anything modern. On today's drive-by-wire cars, there's no cable to reset, and any genuine relearn happens through the computer or just by driving the car normally for a few miles. It won't damage anything, so no harm done if you've tried it. But don't kid yourself, it's unlocked hidden power, and whatever you do, don't let a garage charge you 100 odd quid for it. It's the digital equivalent of a lucky charm. Number 16, cleaning the carbon out of your intake with a proper induction cleaner. And this one is genuinely worth knowing. Over the years, especially on modern direct injection engines, carbon builds up on the intake valves and throttle body and quietly strangles performance and economy. A proper, purpose-made intake cleaner, used exactly to the instructions on the can, can help shift some of that. And it's a fraction of what a garage charges for the same job. Just use the right product for the right engine and follow the directions to the letter. Don't freelance. On a heavily carboned direct injection engine, the real fix is a professional walnut blast clean, but for keeping on top of it, this one's legit. Number 15, the sealed for life gearbox myth. Ask about changing your gearbox fluid and you'll often be told it's sealed for life and never needs doing. Here's the honest truth the trade knows. Sealed for life too often means sealed until the warranty runs out. On plenty of automatics, fresh fluid at sensible intervals is one of the best things you can do to avoid a gearbox that dies just after the cover's gone. This isn't an illegal trick, it's just good maintenance they'd rather not push. Get it done properly by someone who knows your gearbox mind, because the wrong fluid or the wrong method can do more harm than good. Number 14, deliberately gapping your spark plugs tighter than spec to beat the system. Verdict? Leave it alone. Modern plugs come gapped correctly for your engine, and setting them wrong to fiddle with emissions doesn't sharpen anything. It causes misfires, rough running, and wasted fuel, and it can damage your coils and cat over time. The honest version is dead simple. Fit the correct plugs for your car, gapped to the maker's spec, at the right interval. That's the whole trick. There's no free horsepower hiding in the gap. Number 13, and here's the first genuinely dangerous one. Soaking your oxygen sensor in petrol overnight to clean it. Please don't. Leaving a jar of petrol out overnight with a delicate sensor sitting in it is a fire risk in your own home, and it doesn't even work. That's simply not how a lambda sensor is cleaned. If your oxygen sensor has genuinely failed, it needs replacing, and the good news is they're usually not an expensive part. This is a case where the trick is far more likely to hurt you than the actual repair ever would. Number 12. Drilling holes in your airbox for free power. This one's both daft and potentially illegal. Drilling holes lets in unfiltered muck and warm engine bay air, which can upset your airflow sensor and let grit straight into the engine, and modifying the intake to get around how it was designed can put you on the wrong side of your emissions and your MOT. You don't gain real power, you gain problems. If you want your engine breathing properly, just fit a good quality air filter and change it on time. That is genuinely the entire secret. Number 11, and this is a proper money saver done right. Cleaning the airflow sensor, the MAF, with the correct MAF cleaner. When this little sensor gets coated in dust, it reads wrong. The engine runs rich, and you get rough idling, poor economy, and an engine light. Loads of people replace the whole sensor for a fair chunk of money when a careful clean with the proper stuff. Never brake cleaner. Never a rag on the delicate element brings it right back for a few quid. Let it dry fully, pop it back, and the car often runs sweet again. Safe, legal, and genuinely useful. And here's the bit that'll annoy you. This is exactly what a lot of workshop techs quietly do first. Clean the sensor, see if that fixes it, and only then, if it doesn't, do they sell you the new one. The difference is, they don't always tell you they tried the free fix, they just present you with the bill for the part. Now you know to ask. Number 10, and this is where it gets dangerous again. The fuel filter bypass, where you cut into your fuel line to fit an external inline filter. I'm not going to talk you through it because I don't want a single person doing it. Cutting into a live, pressurized fuel line is a serious fire risk, and on a modern high-pressure injection system, it's genuinely hazardous. The right answer is boring and safe. Change your fuel filter at the interval your car specifies, or have a garage do it. Your fuel system is the very last place to be playing amateur plumber. Number 9, and this is the one I'd beg you hardest to skip. Pouring water into a running engine to steam clean the carbon out. The videos even admit the risk, and they're dead right too. Get the amount even slightly wrong and you hydro-lock the engine because water doesn't compress, and a cylinder full of it can bend a connecting rod in an instant, and now you're looking at a destroyed engine and a bill in the thousands. There is no version of this I would ever recommend doing at home. If your engine genuinely needs decarbonizing, there are safe professional methods for exactly that, and they're a lot cheaper than a new engine. And I'll tell you honestly, the ones I've seen go wrong weren't reckless people. They were careful people who thought they'd measured it right and got caught out by how little it takes. Water and a running engine is a line you just don't cross on your own driveway. Number 8, swapping in higher output coil packs from a different model for a stronger spark. Verdict? Don't bother, and be careful, because mixing parts that were never matched to your engine and doing it to alter your emissions output can land you with an MOT failure and a batch of running problems. If a coil's failed, fit the correct one for your car. A healthy ignition system on the right parts already gives you exactly the spark your engine was designed for. Number 7, and this one's genuinely useful and completely free. The ECU relearn after a battery disconnect or a service. When you disconnect the battery, the car forgets its learned idle and fuel settings and can run a bit rough for a day or two. You don't need to pay anyone to reprogram it. Just let it idle up to temperature, then drive it gently and normally for a while and it resettles itself. Knowing that saves you both the worry and a needless bill for something the car does perfectly well on its own. Number 6. Advancing your ignition timing, or fiddling with the timing map for sharper throttle. On a modern car, leave this well alone. Altering the timing map takes you outside what your car was certified to run, which is an emissions and MOT problem, and getting it wrong invites knock that can genuinely damage the engine. The only sensible tune here is simple. If your handbook asks for a higher octane petrol, use it, and the car makes the most of what it was designed for. No paperwork broken, no engine at risk. Number 5, and it's another dangerous and dodgy one, tipping lacquer thinner into your fuel tank to clean the catalytic converter. Don't. Pouring random solvents into your tank can damage fuel system parts. It's a genuine fire and fume hazard, and interfering with your cat is an emissions and MOT matter. Here's the real story. A cat rarely fails on its own, it usually gets killed by an upstream fault, like misfires or burning oil. Fix the actual cause, and if the cat's genuinely dead, it needs replacing, because a working one is a legal requirement to pass your MOT. Quick favour before the last 4. If this has already talked you out of one trick that could have wrecked your car, tap the like button. It costs you nothing, and it helps this reach someone who's about to take a drill to their airbox. Cheers. Right, the home straight. Number 4, fitting a little inline filter or catch can into your engine breather system. This one's less dangerous and more of a fiddle. A properly designed catch can is a genuine thing on some performance engines, but the backyard version, jamming a cheap filter into the breather hose, can restrict things it shouldn't and cause its own problems, and it's all tangled up with your emissions gear. On a healthy, well-serviced car, you simply don't need it. Keep your oil changes up to date and the system stays clean on its own. Number 3. The throttle response booster or pedal box. Now, this one's real and it's legal, but I want you to understand exactly what it does, because the marketing wildly oversells it. A pedal box doesn't add a single horsepower. All it does is change how quickly the pedal signal is sent so the car feels sharper and more eager off the mark. Some people love that, and that's fair enough. Just go in knowing you're buying a change in feel, not a change in power. And ignore the manual voltage driveway version. That's straight back to Lucky Charm territory. Number 2, and it's the last of the genuinely dangerous ones, disconnecting your fuel line at the rail and running the engine on neat solvent to blast the injectors clean. Same problem as the fuel filter one, only worse. You're disconnecting a pressurized fuel line and running an engine on flammable solvent right next to a red-hot exhaust. That is a fire waiting to happen. If your injectors need cleaning, use a proper in-tank injector cleaner or have a garage do a proper injector service on the right equipment. Safe, legal, and no fire brigade required. And number 1, the trick that actually beats every single one on this list, and the manufacturers genuinely won't build an advert around it because there's no money in it. Ready? It's boring. It's cheap, and it's completely legal. The single best thing you can do to make your car run better and last longer is to look after the basics, properly and on time. The right oil, the right grade, changed on schedule, and not 20,000 miles late. Decent fuel from a busy forecourt. The correct air and fuel filters, changed when they're due. Tires at the right pressure. And, most of all, sorting the small faults early before they grow into big ones. I've kept engines running long past the mileage the paperwork says they should manage, and it was never a magic bottle or a drill or a can of solvent. It was boring, consistent care. Every one of those flashy illegal tricks is somebody trying to shortcut the one thing that actually works, and there is no shortcut. Think about it for a second. Nobody makes a dramatic video called "I changed my oil on time for 10 years" because it doesn't get the clicks. But that boring habit is the actual thing keeping the good high-mileage cars I see on the road alive, long after the flashy trick cars have been scrapped. Do the basics and your car will quietly outlast every gadget on this list. So, let's run them back. 17. The throttle pedal dance, harmless but pointless. 16. Intake cleaning with a proper product, genuinely useful. 15. The sealed for life gearbox myth, change the fluid. 14. Tightening plug gaps, don't. Fit the correct plugs. 13. Soaking sensors in petrol, dangerous. Just replace a dead one. 12. Drilling the airbox, daft and an MOT risk. 11. Cleaning the MAF sensor, a proper money saver. 10. Cutting into the fuel line, dangerous, leave it. 9. Pouring water into the engine, the one that destroys engines. 8. Mismatched coil swaps, don't. 7. The ECU relearn, free and genuine. 6. Altering your timing, an MOT, an engine risk. 5. Solvent in the tank for the cat, dangerous and dodgy. 4. The backyard catch can, unnecessary. 3. The pedal box, real but it's feel, not power. 2. Running injectors on solvent, a fire risk. And 1. The real secret, boring, basic, on-time maintenance beats the whole lot. Here's my honest word to finish on. I get the appeal of these videos, I really do. Everyone wants to feel like they've beaten the system and found the secret the big boys are hiding. But most of the genuine wins on this list aren't secrets at all. They're just proper maintenance dressed up as rebellion. And most of the illegal ones are either useless, dangerous, or a fast track to failing your MOT and voiding your insurance. You don't need to gamble with your engine or your safety to keep a car running beautifully. You just need to do the dull stuff well and fix the little things before they turn into big ones. That's the real secret, and it's been sitting in plain sight the whole time, so I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried one of these illegal tricks off the back of a video, and did it work or did it end in tears? And be honest, is there one on this list you were about to try before you watch this? Drop it in the comments, because someone reading this is halfway to the garage with a drill in their hand, and you might just stop them. If this was useful, hit like, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Look after it, and it'll look after you. This video is general guidance based on common automotive knowledge and years of independent workshop experience, and it's for information only. Some of the methods described are genuinely dangerous or can render a vehicle illegal for road use, and they're covered here to explain the risks, not to recommend them. Never attempt work involving fuel systems, solvents, or engine internals without the proper training and equipment. In the UK, tampering with emissions equipment can fail an MOT and invalidate your insurance. Always check your own car's handbook and use a qualified mechanic.